Hey everybody, I'm Marbozir and welcome back to Let's Play Shadowrun Hong Kong. So, let's continue where we left off. I think it's time to investigate the storm drains. We checked every other location. So, let's do it. I'm really curious to see where this story is going. It's a little bit unclear how exactly the elders are involved in all of this. They are a little bit suspicious. I guess we'll find out. Okay. Body parts. Is that magpie? The disgusting pile of stinking human remains smells strongly of blood and the first stages of decay. The arms, legs and organs are heaped together like stacked firewood, leaking blood and gore across the floor. The parts contained therein appear to have been sliced away from the parent body, rather than torn and beaten. Judging by the clean edges on the cuts, the blade used to sever these parts was extremely sharp. This is a whole world of messed up, Hulk. You think the killer stashed these here? They're stacked. They've been organized. This is our killer, alright? Looking closer at the pile, one part stands out. It's a severed forearm, and it's covered in tattoos. Words in Slavic language and a shining lighthouse adorn the forearm, and ring-like images are inked on each finger. On the back of the hand, there's a skull inside a square. Whoever owned this arm isn't likely to be one pawn, as the tattoos look like they were poorly drawn and inked by hand rather than a machine. Most likely Russian criminal tattoos. Wait, what? Russian? Okay, so that's not magpie then. Interesting. Let's keep looking. Storm drain. Anything interesting in here? Despite the darkness, you see something glitter at the edge of the drain. Looking closer, it appears to be a necklace chain of some kind. It's become caught in the drain's grate, narrowly avoiding falling down the deep pit. Well, let's take it then. Lifting the necklace out of the drain, you turn it over in your hand. It's a simple silver pendant on a chain. The silver pendant depicts a long-tailed bird in a flight, a magpie. Okay, it can't get any more obvious than this, can it? No, definitely not. Nothing else to see here, apparently. Okay then, so this way. Nothing to see here, or is it? Nope, nothing to see here. Let's keep moving. Oh, hi? Who are these people? As you round the corner, you hear voices speaking just loudly enough for you to make out coherent sentences. The speakers are definitely not local. They speak with a slight Slavic accent, and their clothing is heavily armored. Around them are a number of crates and boxes, all mostly filled. It looks like the group is packing up. Okay, that body was supposed to be Russian or something, and these people are Slavic? Yaroslav says the boat will be ready tomorrow morning. He's gotten everything arranged with the port authority. We move the goods to his warehouse. He'll handle loading them onto the ship, and we can get paid right then and there. The orc spits on the ground. I'll be glad to be done with this filthy place. I will too. I hate having to hide in these damn drains. It stinks down here. I can hear the devil rats running down the walkways. It's a mess, and it's disgraceful. We shouldn't have to put up with this bullshit. And Alexander still isn't back from his little trip. We'll have to leave him behind if he doesn't get back soon. I know, Galina. Until Andrei says we're in the clear from the Triads, we can't be seen with these goods on the street. They find us, we go back to Vladivostok in sausage casings. Those Red Dragon Modaki don't screw around when it comes to protecting their turf. Who knows, maybe Alexander was stupid and they caught him. Either way, we'll have to lug this crap through the drains for a few clicks. Several boxes near the woman bear a distinctive label, a magpie in flight. The same emblem you saw stamped on Magpie's equipment in her shop. The orc woman sniffs the air suspiciously, and her eyes dart toward the dark tunnel you stand in. Before you have a chance to get out of sight, she locks her eyes with you. Okay, so they have Magpie stuff. The orc lifts her chin as she regards you, cracking her knuckles. What do we have here? A curious little pest. Come looking for things that doesn't concern him. What do we do with pests, Galina? Galina puts a hand on her shotgun's barrel. We break them, Vasilia. And then we hammer a spike through each of their throats, so anyone who sees their bodies knows not to meddle in our affairs. I suggest you stay where you are, pest. Okay, so we can just attack them. The Wampuan elders know I'm down here. You start a fight, you're going to have every drone and cyber junkie on those streets crawling up your ass. Alright. You think we're afraid of those little worms? You think we're afraid of you? Don't make me laugh. We could be out of here before they even realized you're missing. You think those crazy chipheads will give a shit about what happens down here? I don't think so. Make a move, shithead. Give me a reason to put you down. You thugs think you're so hard. I kill trash like you every damn day. I don't want to fight, I don't care about what you're doing down here, or what you've stolen. Well, no, I do care about what they've stolen. There might be evidence in there that we need. But I don't necessarily want a fight. What makes you think you have a choice? Okay? Look around you. These storm drains act like resonance chambers. The exits on the streets will be like a mouth of a trumpet. They'll carry if they hear gunfire on their turf. Shame we don't have 5 strength. Okay, let's go with this one. You think I'm stupid? You think you can fast talk me with some stupid... He's right, Galina. You know how sounds can echo through these tunnels. You don't care about what we're doing? Well, I do and I do not. I mean, we need that stuff that belongs to Magpie. There might be evidence in there that we need. So... Well, I do have a job to do. So what do you want from us? You took Magpie's keycards, didn't you? Yes, we did. Okay, we got the stockroom key. Alexander took one earlier. He said he wanted to sweep the stockroom, see if there was anything worth stealing in it. Here, we don't have time for this. We have to move this gear. You want to play detective? Go right ahead. Okay, is that all we need then? Okay, we can't interact with anything else in here. So I assume this is enough. Alright, let's go search the stockroom then. I'm curious what we'll find there. Not much point talking with Porter Lamb, not really. So he's back here. Okay then. Search the stockroom. Let's do it! And here we are. There's some food. I don't think we care about that. Despite the table's crude construction, an artfully laid meal awaits the owner. Several small dishes are filled with picked vegetables, while a larger plate is arranged with long slices of raw meat. The meat is a pale pinkish white, like raw pork, and is covered with a light soy marinade. Poking at the raw meat, you discover that it's surprisingly tender. What's more, it has the faint aroma of marinade, as if deliberately prepared. It's, no, I don't want to eat that stuff. Okay, mementos. There's not a whole lot in here. This box is packed full of odds and ends. It nearly overflows with a collection of knickknacks, souvenirs, and assorted personal effects. There is no rhyme or reason to the collection of items. They appear to have been thrown in haphazardly. Among the contents are charms from various temples, a wooden mask, and the paper fan. Let's check the mask. The wooden mask is extremely light. It's been painted pale white, and the surface is almost as smooth as porcelain. Wait, a white mask? That's interesting. Delicate features and the lifted eyebrows are matched with bright red lips and delicately carved teeth. The teeth have been stained a deep black. Examine the charms. The small charms are square cloth packets, each approximately 1 inch wide and 3 inches tall. They come in a variety of bright colors and are embroidered with characters for prosperity, peace, wealth, and protection. Okay, prosperity, we heard that one before. Inside each appears to be folded paper prayer or fortune written in Japanese. Unfolding the fan, you tilt it up towards the light and examine it. The image depicts an East Asian city from the 19th century or earlier. Curved roofs at sunset beside a deep blue river. 2 ships sail down the river, which is in turn spanned by a long wooden bridge. In the foreground, laborers carry buckets along the shore as a man on horseback rides in the opposite direction. In the distance, a pair of large red buildings dominate the city skyline. One large temple hall and a 5-tiered pagoda. Well, that didn't tell us a lot. As you step away from the box, you hear a slight click in the distance. The sound of the door's latch shutting. You are no longer alone in the stockroom. Oh! Elder? Or what? Okay. Who's this guy? Standing before you is a man clad in heavy armor and bearing a katana on his hip. His skin is an ashen grey, his eyes dead white. His teeth are jagged and appear quite sharp. This is no man. This is a ghoul. Oh, so is that the killer? The ghoul's blind eyes search back and forth as it regards you. It cannot see you, but you have a sense that it knows exactly where you are at all times. Ah, hired gun. No doubt brought to bear against me by the Wampuan elders, a means by which they can lift the curse plaguing them. I salute your tenacity, but I wonder, will you hear me out before raising your weapon to kill me? You're a ghoul and you're talking? You don't seem interested in eating me? Don't even think about attacking me? Well, yeah, do ghouls actually talk? Yes, I am not only talking, I am reasoning as well, and since you have not attempted to kill me, your own higher faculties are engaged. I am a curiosity to you. The ghoul bares his teeth, breath rasping over them as he inhales. You wish to know not only what I am, but what I have done. As for who, you may call me Gaichu. I know who you are. You're the one killing the Wampuan elders. You are correct. I have killed all of the Wampuan elders to date, though only Elder Magpie was according to my initial plan. I regret the deaths of the other elders, but it was necessary. Okay. You might want to explain that one, but this is kind of unexpected. I didn't think the killer will just run into us like this. This affair began simply enough. As you may surmise, I am not someone who can be seen in public without great risk. Whampoa Garden is an excellent place to hide. No police or shire presence, and minimal interest in things that lurk in the shadows. Unfortunately for me, Elder NG discovered me through communion with her spirits. Rather than kill or chase me away, she came to me with a proposition. Yeah, I think I know where this is going. NG and the other elders were having problems with one of their number. An elder named Magpie had been holding many of their plans hostage, and would not budge. They could not remove Magpie, however, because her services were too useful to the Wampuans at large. NG offered me payment to dispose of Magpie, and I accepted. Yep, I've seen that one coming. As soon as he said that she came to him with a proposition. Wu shoots you a sidelong glance, tasks Bird as he grits his jaw. Why the hell are we talking to this thing, Hulk? He's a goddamn ghoul, and you know what they're like. Really? What, pray tell, am I like? All teeth and claws and bad manners, I expect. Gaichu's tone is amused, despite the harshness of his rasping voice. Really? You wanna crack jokes, you cannibal? You're the kind of monster that would devour a family, just because it's convenient. Remember the 162s, Hulk? He's just like them. The 162s were a gang war in the Barrens. Like that makes a bit of difference. Go on then. Talk to the monster, but I'm keeping my finger on the goddamn trigger. Fair enough. I believe that we were speaking of the Elder's plans to have me kill Magpie. Surely, you must be a little curious about that. Well, yes, I am. You didn't clean up all her blood. I found some in her drain. Ah, unfortunate. I had thought I was careful enough. Having it on my hands must have obscured my sense of smell enough that I missed the last remnants of the drain, in the drain. I disposed of Magpie's body by emptying the blood in her bathroom. Then I cut her up into more portable pieces. Those were placed in a plastic tarp, which I took to the storm drains and hid. It's unfortunate, but my survival depends upon consumption of raw metahuman flesh. Letting such nourishment go to waste would be a foolish error. Okay, so we could attack him already. But why kill the other elders then? That doesn't explain everything. Well, these two mean pretty much the same. But that doesn't explain everything. Afford me a moment and I will explain the rest to you. I contacted the elders, not in person of course, and they arranged to exchange payment. I assumed that since the job was done, and G would be a woman of her word. I was mistaken. I arrived at the nearby parking garage the elders had told me about. They'd cleared out the other Wampans under some pretense, though I'm not sure what rules they used. The elders never showed up. Instead, several members of the Hong Kong police force arrived. They were more heavily armed than usual, so I suspect they knew something of my nature. Okay, so that explains the police and why they didn't want to talk too much about the details. The elders, I mean. I saw scarring on the concrete from bullets and the blade. You killed them with a sword? And my hands, yes. My blindness precludes the use of ranged weapons. Unfortunate, since I was an excellent shot before I became infected. But my skills in grappling and kenjutsu have only increased. A battle of swords is a clash of souls. Mine was stronger than theirs, and they perished. A betrayal of that sort cannot stand. Not only I was not paid for my time and effort, the Wampan elders treated me like a common animal, and I am so much more than that. Reputation is everything, and I had none. I had hoped to build a network of contacts, so that I would be able to continue finding work, but with that treachery, my hopes were dashed. I decided to become the monster that they feared. One by one, I have eliminated them. They know how to contact me, and could have ended their nightmare at any time by making amends. I would have asked for more money, but I would have ceased my hunt. Yet they did not. Instead, they contacted you, no doubt asking you to eliminate me where the police had failed. So I ask you, what now? What will you do? Will you attempt to finish what the Wampan started, or will you treat me with same humanity I have shown you? Let me ask some questions. Is this from your armor? Ah, yes. I felt a ragged edge on one shoulder plate. I assume it was removed from one of the police officers shot me with his rifle. When one of the police officers shot me with his rifle. The hazards of war include unkempt attire, unfortunately. Why would the elders have you killed instead of paying you? Any number of reasons. They are notorious cheapskates and will always try to save money when dealing with outsiders. It could be their natural inclination toward profit. They may regard me as subhuman and therefore unworthy of respect. It could be that they felt I was too dangerous to allow to live. It could even be that they simply did not like me. The net result is the same, however. They reneged on a deal we brokered and attempted to have me killed. A message must be sent. Blood must be paid. And they have hired you to kill me. They have obviously not learned their lesson. Did you eat the elders? Some of them, not all. My condition requires that I consume raw metahuman flesh. I do not require a great deal to survive, perhaps 3 to 4 pounds per week. Consequently, there is vastly more supply than demand. If I let you live, what will you do? Kill the rest of the elders and anyone else they send to exterminate me. It is a matter of survival. Should I ever have the opportunity to work freelance again, potential employers need to understand the price of betrayal. These murders are my curriculum vitae in revenge. Okay, so our job is to stop the killings, and the job generally comes first. And we don't want to piss off Kindly Cheng. So we can't let him kill the elders. Come and... what? Come and work with me, I can be your face. Wait, we can recruit this guy? Okay, I assume Duncan won't like that too much. He wasn't too excited about this guy. I totally didn't see this one coming. Actually being able to recruit this guy. Okay, well. Come and work with me, I can be your face. A curious offer. And what of the elders? Will you allow me the satisfaction of killing them? Well, no. I want to see what they have to say first. Okay, if there's a way to recruit this guy, but not have him kill the elders, then I'm on board. But I can't let him kill the elders, because the job comes first. We should finish our job, and our job was to stop the killings. Alright, I want to see what they have to say first. I would counsel you not to believe their words, but you have the sound of one who is wary, as a matter of course. Very well. Let us wait until a bit later in the night. Most pedestrians will be off the street, and it will be easier for us to approach the Whampoa without being noticed. Sounds like a plan? Alright then, so here we are. Let's go! This should be really interesting. Right, this way. Nobody's around. What about the porter lamb dude? Nope, he's not around either. Alright, let's go. But we know the story behind this now. Here they are. As you approach, Elder NG's eyes widen. Her mouth falls open, and the veins on her neck bulge. What are you doing? You've brought this thing into our home. Quick, kill it before it kills us. Porter hefts his pistol warily, but does not aim it at anyone. Yeah, I have to say, this isn't a good idea. Why the hell is a ghoul in here, and why is it wearing armor? Calm yourselves, I am not an it, and your elders know this intimately. Good evening, Elder NG. I can smell your fear, and I'm glad of this. It means you are learning the price of betrayal. Whoa, whoa, what the hell is going on here? Can someone explain to me why the ghoul is talking? Gaichu had a contract with the elders, and they betrayed him. The elders have been lying to the rest of the Whampoans. Well, yeah, he did have a contract with the elders. Let's use facts. That's a fact. Yeah, let's go with this one. You dare to accuse us of conspiring with a monster and covering it up. You're insane. The very idea is preposterous. Porter nods at the elders, looking back to you with a worried expression. I'm interested to hear what kind of evidence you have to support this theory, Hulk. As far as I can tell, this monster killed Tong and the others, and that makes him a threat that should be eliminated. The elders hired Gaichu to kill Elder Magpie and make it look like she disappeared. They died because they betrayed... Yeah, the elders hired Gaichu to kill Elder Magpie and make it look like she disappeared. Yep, this seems like a better option here. At least more convincing. At least I feel like we should describe how exactly they betrayed him in the first place, rather than use statements like this. You believe this vermin? This creature that feasts on metahuman flesh, that kills and dismembers our tribesmen. You are a naive and foolish man, if that's the case. What proof do you have that Magpie is dead? NG, please. In matters where an elder is accused of breaking our law, the other elders generally judge them. In matters where all of them have been accused, I am authorized to act as a judge. Make your case, Shadowrunner. We found Magpie's necklace in the storm drains. There was a large amount of blood in her shower drain. She hasn't been seen in a month, not by anyone. She wouldn't just disappear like that. Well, I found a necklace. This is definitely Elder Magpie's. If you found it in the storm drain, that's suspicious, but hardly proof on its own. Of course it's not proof. The number of things lost down storm drains in Hong Kong must number in tens of thousands per year, and I'm certain that necklace isn't unique either. There was a large amount of blood in her shower drain. So what? Perhaps she cut herself and washed the cut off. Or perhaps you are mistaken about it being blood. You're simply guessing as to what happened. That's true. It's a guess. And even if it's her blood, that doesn't prove that the elders hired this ghoul to kill her. The elders have always protected Whampoa Garden to the best of their ability. She hasn't been seen in a month, not by anyone. That may be unlikely, but it's hardly impossible. You haven't established that the elders were involved. All you've done is make suppositions about it. What proof do you have that we hired and betrayed this creature? I won't sit by and listen to idle accusations without any concrete evidence to back it up. What about the fight with the Hong Kong police force? How do you mean? What does that have to do with the elders and the ghoul? The evidence in the garage points to a fight with someone using a sword. This is a piece of Gaichu's armor I found in the garage. The markings on it will prove it. Yep. You Whampoans don't allow police. Yeah, let's go with this one. This is his armor and the markings prove it. You point out the armor's markings to Porter, and he nods with some satisfaction. This is from his armor, definitely, but how does it prove that the elders knew of the ghoul's existence? The police officers were abnormally armed and armored, with much heavier gear than a normal patrol. They were armed with armor-piercing, discarding sabot rounds. That's hardly standard issue. Laser weapons wouldn't have broken that armor plate. Lesser weapons wouldn't have broken that armor plate. If they all were looking for a common fugitive, why be prepared for a fight of that magnitude? Obviously, they knew what they were searching for. That doesn't mean we did. The evidence in the garage points to a fight with someone using a sword. We allowed the police into Whampoa Garden because they were hunting someone. They never told us who or why they were looking for their quarry. It didn't have anything to do with us. Gaichu hisses through clenched teeth, addressing Porter Lamb. I was only in the garage to collect payment from them. The ordinary residents were warned of the HKPF's arrival and were gone by the time I arrived. That's suspicious, I admit it. It still doesn't prove the elders knew it was the goal. Iwampoans don't allow the police inside the area, why make an exception this time? The police were polite and asked our permission to enter. They were hunting a non-Whampoan. That was reason enough for us to let them in. That doesn't add up, NG. Why would the police ask us for entry now? They've never been polite before, and they've always tried to force their way in here. It just doesn't ring true to me. Did you ask them to come in order to hunt down this goal? Preposterous. Porter, you know what our community is like. We wouldn't lie over something like this. This goal has been lying the entire time, trying to cover his tracks. He still brutally murdered several elders. That's true. Those murders were vicious and cruel. I don't see any way to explain that away. This goal is a monster for how he killed Tong and others. Tong wasn't tortured. There was no astral residue of pain or fear. He didn't even feel the blow. The scene of Tong's murder, like the others, was a deliberate sham. It was made to look more horrific than it was. Not sure what the right answer here is. It feels like the first one wasn't something obvious that anyone would have noticed. Let's go with first one. That's correct. I struck a single blow while his back was to me. His death was instant. Regrettable that he had to die for your folly, NG, but necessary to protect my reputation. NG glares at Gaichu in stony silence before addressing Porter. You cannot believe what these people say. They are not to be trusted, and even if this is true, he still killed Tong. Maybe so, NG, but a monster would not take Tong's suffering into account. He may be a killer, but he's not heartless. The scene of Tong's murder, like the others, was a deliberate sham. It was made to look more horrific than it was. I believe you. The blood smeared on the walls, the removal of his skin, that's a scene designed to evoke horror, not a scene of an actual fight. Elders, what do you have to say in response? This is a farce. We have dedicated ourselves to protecting the Whampoan tribe and everyone who lives in Whampoa Garden. Do you really believe outsiders and monsters over our word? We who have only tried to end the killings. You've been duped, Porter. You and this Shadowrunner. Cool story. I concur. Porter, you know me. You know the kind of person I am. I wouldn't be party to the killing of another elder. I can't believe we're even entertaining the notion that we have to defend ourselves. We should be disposing of this goalie instead. If you think I'll forget this, you're sorely mistaken. I will not tolerate this kind of insult. The elders were all too happy to have the Red Spears move into the garage, almost like they wanted to keep anyone curious about the fight away. Magpie's gear was missing, obviously missing. Why didn't IP tell me that? He would have had to have noticed, and Magpie's shop is locked up. Why didn't he want me investigating? Yes, that's true, he didn't want us investigating there, I remember that. Pure supposition. You think it proves something that I didn't notice equipment was missing. Magpie's shop is always a horrible mess. Tang, you did a full inventory of Magpie's Matrix servers. You assured us everything was running fine, and you would be able to continue her work. I find it hard to believe you missed something as obvious as missing equipment, especially while searching her stock. The elders were all too happy to have the red spears move into the garage, almost like they wanted to keep anyone curious about the fight away. Well, this is true, they let them operate in their area. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, right? That's right. IP, you even told me not to go find out what happened with the fight. You said the red spear gangers were moving in, and to leave them alone. Why would you tell me not to look into it? I was only trying to protect you from the red spears. They're dangerous, which is why I wanted to deal with them directly. Well, that's all we got apparently. Alright, I think I have some idea of what's going on here. And what do you believe the real story is? Gaichu seems to be telling the truth. Elders, too many facts don't add up. You are obviously hiding something, possibly a great deal, from the rest of the tribe. I'm sorry, but I have to take you into custody until the community can decide the extent and manner of your punishment. So we convinced him. Death would seem appropriate to me, especially given that they kept up this charade even to you, one of their most trusted citizens. Don't you dare talk to me like that, you disgusting beast. IP begins to raise his weapon. Porter reaches out to stop him. IP reluctantly stops. IP, no. Don't make this any worse than it is. Porter turns his face to you. Thank you, Hulk. I'll make certain that justice is meted out. You are free to go, and I will ensure payment is delivered to you, so long as you take Gaichu with you. I can't have him stay here. He'll be coming with me. Alright, so we actually did it! We recruited Gaichu, and we prevented him from killing anyone else. That's awesome! I confess, I am unhappy with the decision to allow the Wampuan elders to leave. We should have killed them, if for no other reason than to maintain our reputation. That's why I let them leave, that's not how we do things. If you're going to run on this team, you'll have to learn to accept my decisions. Yep, it's true. We are the boss. Gaichu bows to you, head held very low. I spoke impertinently, and it will not happen again. You have my apologies. From this point forward, my sword is yours, no matter what decisions you make. Shall we leave this place? I am eager to be done with Whampoa Garden. Alright, so we are actually done. That was pretty awesome. I didn't expect to actually recruit anyone from this place. And I expected we would have to either kill him or the elders. That would be the actual decision at the end. So I'm really happy about this outcome. Not to mention, this will keep Kindly Cheng happy. Because the job generally comes first. I don't think if I would have decided to kill the elders if I had to, if that was the choice. Because then we wouldn't complete our job. Our job was to stop the killings, not to kill the elders. Well, anyway, it's done. Let's go back and collect our payment. I have to say, this was a really fun and interesting mission. If all the others are like this is going to be awesome. Now I'm looking forward to the rest of the game even more. For being a simple side mission, this was really well written. Well, I suppose it's not technically a side mission because it's required to continue, but it didn't have anything to do with the main story, is what I'm saying. Alright, we got 8 karma, let's go back to the boat and collect our payment, because that's where we collect it, from the mission computer, I assume. Oh yeah, and we can check Gaichu. So, he's a red samurai. Is he the street samurai class, or whatever? I assume so. Gaichu gains a defensive ability that adds +2 armor and +1 dodge. Okay, 5 round cooldown. Gaichu gains a claw ability, Rip. Does an additional 2 damage and 2 bleeding damage for 2 rounds. 1 AP cost. That's a tough choice. I can decide later. Yep, claim your payment from the computer. Let's do that then. So, open the jobs directory and claim payment. You submit the job as finished and await a response. A few moments later, a message pops up onto the screen. From Kindly Cheng. The Wampuans tell me that they've ousted all of their Council of Elders, something to do with you exposing their efforts to cover up their own mess. It isn't the resolution I expected, but I think it's acceptable. If there's one thing I don't trust, it's people who won't pay what they owe. Thankfully, the Wampoans are more reliable than NG and her allies, and so am I. Your payment is attached. Kylie Cheng. Alright, so that's the end of that mission or job. We got 2 more jobs. Unless we got something new. Well, we do have some new mails, but we're going to check that in the next part. So, thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you next time.